What's up, people? Megasonic here with a Boruto episode review. Now, this episode is probably the craziest episode in the entire series. If you want me to do more Boruto reviews or want to check out more of our channel's videos, hit the subscribe button and also hit that little bell icon next to it to get notified when other videos are published. Now, let's get into this review. So what the hell happened in this episode? Episode starts out with Sai and a couple Leaf Shinobi investigating an old rundown home, and we learn who have been behind all these incidents. Now, if you're not familiar with what happens in Boruto, so pretty much in this arc, there's been a lot of these ghost chakra beings attaching itself and possessing people and giving draining their chakra. So like getting into that, going down to line, it was just a bunch of incidents, and Boruto was trying to investigate. Meanwhile, everyone else, the adults, were, trying to figure out a way to figure it out. And now we have the culprit, and it's a character that I'm not surprised they picked, but it's just I don't give a fuck. I legit really don't care. It's the class rep. You know, that shy purple hair girl who talks like Hinata. Well, she was the villain of this arc, and I know some of you guys are probably staring at the TV screen like why? Why was this even a thing? I don't know. Just give me a chance to explain this episode, and it probably might surprise you. Okay, so I feel that some people were surprised by this whole revealed. I personally didn't. It wasn't a strong twist because I didn't care too much about her as a character. She was shoved in the background like most of the supporting characters, so you can't blame me for thinking that she's a weak twist. Anyway, again to the other side of thing, Mizuki and Boruto talk about this, and obviously Boruto does not want to believe it. He's saying it can't be that the class rep is like this, and technically Boruto, I gotta say this, dude, she's just your classmate. You may know her from like class and other after school activities, but really you don't know her. So it's not surprising that she pretty much I'm saying that Boruto, you shouldn't be too connected to her. You shouldn't feel so hurt and betrayed. So anyway, Boruto and Mizuki chat about it, and first Mizuki's talking about Boruto being the sun and Mizuki being the moon, and this goes back to what Mizuki's like sort of mission for with Boruto, and I think Orochimaru wants to recreate a Naruto and Sasuke dilemma again, because he saw how strong both of them got, so he probably wants to get Mizuki probably around the same strength, or even stronger, because Mizuki is, out of all the new characters, the new generation, he is the strongest one out of all of them. So getting back to the story, Sai kind of like comes up to the school rep, knocks her out because they ambush her, and they knock her out pretty easily to make you think like if they found this out quicker, this probably would have been a shorter arc. But before she gets captured, she activates the new, which is this rejected tail beast looking thing that that her father put in her to get revenge on the Leaf Village. Now, for the one thing we kind of learned about why she was doing all this, it was to literally gather enough chakra in order to fill up, to to release new and use new to like kind of destroy the Leaf Village and detonate it. But at the same time about it, did you forget who was the Hokage? Like, I'm sorry, Naruto is literally the most OP character to the point that they have to make up some weird reason why Naruto cannot kill that beast. It just comes off as really like lazy at sometimes, and I'll point that out later. So pretty much, as the other side of the episode goes, we have we have Naruto interacting with Shikamaru, and Kakashi shows up this episode, and I'm kind of glad because we haven't seen Kakashi in a very, very long time. I've missed him pretty much as a character, and he's been retired since he was the 6th Hokage. He's been retired, and he deserves it because Kakashi's like, I think, pushing around 46, 47. So getting into that, I feel that Kakashi as a well-deserved, but we found out that he said, like, I wasn't really on vacation. I was also doing a little investigation on the stuff Danzo left behind, and I think that's so Kakashi, because Kakashi will never, I don't feel him sitting here, I don't see him as the type of person just to, like, you know what, I'm going to relax, lay my feet up. No, he did a little digging, and it helped out a lot, so pretty much. So, we learned that the class rep, and the reason I call her class rep so much because her character is literally non-existent, and I'll get into more why I thought this was a weak twist, but like her character, she gets told that she has to get revenge for her father because Tsunade after the war was really like I think imprisoning or like getting rid of all the Root members. And for those who don't know what Root is, Root was like this secret organization amongst the Anbu Black Ops that Danzo had, and they kind of did all the dirty work. Like people who were part of Root, I think was like Itachi and Susui and many other characters were part of Root. Even like Yamato, he was part of Root at one point. So getting into that, Tsunade broke down Root, which I think the third Hokage, if he knew anything about it, would have tried to at least. But going into the story now, so after news release, Boruto and Mizuki try to run up and get it, and before like Orochimaru contacts Mizuki from this. Okay, they have this weird thing when they contact through snakes. Like the snake crawls out from under like Mizuki's skin, I guess, and it goes, "Hey, go kill the girl." And Mizuki's like, "Oh, I thought you wanted me to capture her." "Oh, no, 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 go kill her." Yeah, she's no use to us now." "Oh, okay, Dad. All right, see ya, peace out." And literally, Mizuki's like, "All right, time to kill this bitch," and like he tells Boruto like I have to go kill her and stuff, and Boruto is at first in the beginning is like hell no, why would you do that? And I'm just sitting here like, okay, Boruto, I get that you're a good guy and you're trying to be the hero, but the same thing about it, it's just, but like, what connections do you have with this young lady, and why should you even care? Like, I personally think it's not that necessary at the most, and she can be forgotten. But I understand why Boruto wouldn't want Mizuki to just kill her. So Mizuki, tries to does a shadow clone, tries to like poison or knock out Boruto, but Boruto then gets the upper hand and just like in a weird way does shadow clone jutsu, summons a clone to literally hit him, so his head would hit Mizuki, and Mizuki would knock out. And like, why? So pretty much that was a weird. Like, why didn't you just make a shadow clone to come behind you and knock out Mizuki? Like, that made no fucking sense. But hey, so Bruto's like weird eye Byakugan, not Byakugan type thing activates, and he kind of sees the chakra where it's leading to, so he kind of deduces where she's at, and that's what most likely Mizuki will be at. So he heads over there. Meanwhile, in the battlefield, the Jonin lock up. So the Jonin and Leaf Village lock up Nue in like a mud wall jutsu, which pretty much to hold down, and like Kakashi comes in with this brand new technique that if you guys didn't read the novel, it's called. It's a bigger name, but in the sub I was watching, they just called it Purple Lightning. I think it has a more like intriguing name than just Purple Lightning, and I feel like at this point I want to see more of Kakashi with what he can do, because yeah, he lost his Mangekyo Sharingan, but at the same time the Hokages have a lot of jutsus in their scrolls, so if Kakashi wasn't too busy, I would take the time to read those scrolls and learn some new jutsus. You probably learn something. You gotta remember, Naruto learned his famous Shao Clone Jutsu from, reading the scrolls. So keep that in mind. Now, like, they try to, like, restrain the beast as much as they can, and it's barely working. So Naruto gets on the battlefield, and Naruto's like, okay, let me just one-shot this thing. And it's no doubt that Naruto can easily one-shot this thing, but at the same time, they're like, Kakashi's like, yeah, don't do that, because if it gets enough chakra from you, it will detonate much quicker, and we don't need that. So pretty much, they just wrote a way where it has to be Boruto to defeat the monster, and not Naruto, which I understand it shows Boruto, but if Naruto can say, hey, I can one-shot this thing for everyone and go back to work, let the man one-shot it. I'm sorry, just let the man one-shot this thing really easily. Going into, like, back to Boruto, Mizuki runs into, the class rep. I'm sorry if I don't remember her name. She's just not that important to me. And they get in this little, like, tussle, and I think I like that part. Like, they blocked the kunai, and then she deflected, spin around, throw it at Mizuki. Mizuki gave her a couple kicks. She blocked those kicks, and he flipped off of her. And, like, this is one of the problems I say with this reveal. She just became like really edgy and I'm a badass all of a sudden, and it really killed it for me. I think it would have been a more interesting and complex like interaction with her if they kept her like similar to how they did. Like they were going to make her like she was very shy like Hinata in part 1, and I think if they kept that sort of aspect of her personality, she would easily like been more interesting because you have this shy, timid girl taking on her father's responsibility, and she has to destroy the Leaf Village and kill all her friends and stuff because that's what her father wanted. But getting into that, like when you have this woman who is like this child who's like, I'm gonna destroy the Leaf Village and get all my revenge. And it's just like, really, bitch, I don't give a fuck. And so Mizuki obviously takes her out with ease and tries to kill her. Before he can kill her, Boruto jumps in and is like, "Hey guys, stop it!" Like, and he's like, trying to talk no jutsu like his father does. And as they're like, as Mizuki and the Kage Rep is fighting, Boruto gets in between them and his eye activates. And something really weird happens at this end of the episode. So when his eye activates, all of a sudden it does like some like the Nue does like some weird Kimoi and teleports and then sucks up the class rep, Mizuki, and Boruto, and that's it. That's the episode. So there's a lot of questions, like, and I feel like they're gonna answer in the next episode because this was an action-packed episode and it really did push the plot forward, but it was a lot of plot holes and a lot of inconveniences for practically no real big reason. So I kind of got to give this episode at most a 3 out of 5 because I like the episode because it was action packed, and trust me, compared to episodes we were getting beforehand where everything was very slow and boring and dry, like it got repetitive. This episode really, opened up and had an action packed episode. I'm glad seeing the plot moving forward. So next episode will most likely be Boruto talk no jutsuing her, trying to say, "Hey yo, this ain't you. That's your father. What do you want to do with your life, girl? Like who like Boruto? Why do you care about this girl? Like I understand that she's your classmate and she's your sort of friend, but the same thing about it, I do feel that it's kind of weak. So getting into that, so that's it. Now, guys, if you like this little like review chat I did, I plan on doing these every week for like all the Boruto episodes. So keep out for those, as well as I plan on doing more of like My Hero Academia and probably do some manga reviews to fill up the channel videos. And also, I also plan on doing Walking Dead like monthly issue reviews, which is also something I really like to get into. But anyway, if you want to like check those contents out in the future, so hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell on the side. That's it for all today. Megasonic out. I hope everyone enjoys their summer. See you next week.